All right, well, let's get straight to it. I quit. I quit. I'm out. I'm going to go into details with each one, but I did get off social media. Here's why. I came across a channel called Alex Becker Channel. If any of you know who he is, he has some great business advice, great life advice on his channel. That's a broad description of his channel. Great life advice, great business advice. He goes into depth and he gives a lot of scientific research with what he says. So he backs up what he says. And one of the videos that I caught on him and that really got to me is the whole, if I have 10 different things going on and my focus is on all of those 10 things, how do I expect all of those 10 things to grow rapidly? He puts emphasis on really putting your focus into 1, 2, or even 3 trades. And aside from that, anything else that you have going on are distractions. And so when I started seeing that in myself, okay, what do I have going on? What am I working on? What am I building? What am I trying to grow? I came up with a long list, and which is good. To some people it can be seen as good because you're productive, you have stuff going on for yourself, and you have goals, you have plans. However, what I wasn't seeing is that because I was trying to grow all this whole long list, that my focus and energy and time was being spread out amongst them. If I'm at 100%, I have 10 different things going on. Guess what? I could only give each one of those things 10%. I can't give it all 100%. So where you can start seeing, sure, I was seeing growth. I was seeing steady growth. Not growth that I was happy with. And so when I came across this video, it clicked. If I take my attention and focus away from 7 of those tasks and apply it into 2 to 3 of my real interests, how much more can I get? How much further can I accelerate my learning, my growth? Sacrifice some of your interests, sacrifice some of your hobbies, sacrifice some of your time, get rid of some of these things, put them on pause. And I'm not necessarily saying quit them. And I know Alex didn't necessarily say quit them. Just put them aside, put them on pause, put it on hold. And so that's what I did. That's what I feel that I'm doing. I'm putting it on hold, and I'm going to get back to them. Just not right now. Right now, my focus is going to go on these trades, on these tasks, on this learning curve. So now, what am I talking about, right? What are you talking about, Jonah? I quit social media. I got off of Instagram. I got off of Twitter. I got off of Snapchat. I got off of Facebook. I think that's pretty much it. I even deleted Indeed. Like, I deleted all of these apps that I create profiles, you put descriptions. I deleted all of them. However, Instagram, I do want to say that Instagram actually censored me. They censored me about 4 weeks prior to me quitting. So that was one huge factor as to why I quit Instagram, is that I was actually censored. I was restricted from posting certain content. I was restricted from liking, from commenting, from hashtagging, from even tagging certain people. Whenever I did tag people on my posts, Instagram would then turn that post into a picture, so their tag wouldn't be in the description, wouldn't be in the picture, so you couldn't click on that. So I was being restricted by them a lot, only to find out a couple of days later when I tried logging back in, I was completely wiped out. So fuck you, Zuckerberg. And Facebook, I've just been off Facebook. That was easy to leave. Facebook is just trash. It's for old people. That's the truth. Snapchat is also just a waste of fucking time. Snapchat, anyways, whatever. Twitter, was my second source of information and entertainment. I do have to say I still did keep my Twitter. However, I only log onto it maybe once every 3 to 4 days. I do have Twitter mainly because of Donald Trump's tweets. I am in the Forex market, so sometimes what he tweets actually moves the markets. So Twitter I did keep and I am keeping, but I don't go on it daily and I don't check it daily. And when I do, it's literally just to check his Twitter. It's not even to scroll through my feed. I don't even follow friends. So Twitter is really kind of like there in the air. Aside from that, like I did get off of everything. Okay, and YouTube is the one social media I am keeping, and I do plan on not necessarily growing but putting content on. I do want to capture my experience. I do want to capture my journey as to my whole kind of nightmare mode, how Alex calls it. So I am going to keep it. I'm going to try to post videos weekly. I don't promise that, just because like I said, my focus is on learning Forex. My focus is on learning my skills to kind of further me in the direction that I want to go in. And YouTube, although it's great for like a hobby, it's not necessarily obviously I'm not doing it to make me money. I'm not doing it to get me exposure. I only want to do it to capture what I want to say. That being said, which is why I wanted to make this video, is to let you know as to why I quit. I quit for focus reasons, but I also quit because I was almost forced to by the powers that be. So we'll see. We'll leave it at that. I'm excited though. Like I'm putting my main focus into Forex, and it's been accelerating. Like my learning has been accelerated, which is one of the things I'm really digging. I can't, I feel that although this could still be done with social media, I wanted to completely rid all distractions. So let me go back and say, this does not have to be done by everyone. This doesn't have to be done by anyone. I feel like I did take it to the extreme because of my situation, because of what I have going on, because of my mentality. I felt like this was one of the things I needed to do in order to go forward, to get propelled forward. It wasn't necessarily because I was wasting a lot of time on it. However, I did catch myself subconsciously scrolling through my feed. And what I mean by that is I would be, whether it's here in front of my computer and I was good at not doing it with friends, don't get me wrong, but out in the, if I'm on my own, even while I'm driving or something, I'd probably pull out my phone and catch myself scroll for a couple of seconds and like, hey, like, dude, I didn't even plan to take my phone out. I wasn't planning on opening Instagram. My mind is just subconsciously programmed to do it, that it did it out of nowhere. And so when I noticed myself doing that is when I noticed and I realized that I had to stop it. I had to stop it before it got even worse. And like I said, it's not like I wasn't doing it to a constant basis to where my friends would notice, people around me would notice. I would actually be good at not doing it with friends, but it was when I was with myself that I noticed that. Not only that, but honestly, I did find myself comparing myself to people. And I'm sure we all do that. I'm sure some of us might not admit it. I'm sure we might admit it. But I found myself comparing myself to a lot of people on Instagram. Whether they're actual people I follow, whether they were on my Explorer page, whatever. Whether it was what they had, their body, the money, like whatever it was. Like I found myself comparing. So I reflected on that, and I didn't like that. I didn't like the fact that I was comparing myself. And although I'm pretty positive person and I'm pretty confident in myself and content with myself, I noticed I was doing that. And so it's funny because I had a cousin who quit social media a long time ago for the exact same reasons. And when he told me that he did that and never looked back and has been happy since, like that's also another confirmation and indication that I was like, you know what? I think it's my turn to do this. I don't need to be looking at all of this stuff, all these visual stimulations. So with that being said, is why I did what I did. This video is basically kind of like giving you an update as to how it's going. It's been, I forgot, I think it's been a little over 15 days. It's been 15, 16 days since I've quit social media. I haven't even kept track, to be honest. It's been that good. It's been about, a little over 2 weeks since I quit. It's been easier. It's been easier every day. The first couple of days, I am going to say it was a little hard because get this, I'm only 25 years old. I'm only 25 years old. I was introduced to social media, which would be MySpace at the time, at 14, maybe even younger. It was like 13, 14 years old. All right. So you introduce a kid to social media, you start giving him what he doesn't know are dopamine hits every time that notification bar goes up, or every time he sees those little, the little icons, or you have a message, or someone's trying to reach out, or a friend request. You give a child or an undeveloped person this fix of dopamine every time that goes on for the next 10-15 years of their life. Guess what's going to happen? It's going to become habitual. It's going to become addictive. They're going to want it every now and then, and they're not even going to realize it. So while for 10-15 years from the age of 12 that we're going through this, being hit with all these dopamine hits, we become addicted, and then we don't see it as an issue. We grew up with it. We grew up with social media. And so I feel people in my generation and my age, it's harder for them to get off of it, or even accept it, or even realize it, because it's been part of our lives for so long. So what I want to do is I want to break that habit. I want to break that generational curse, because that's exactly what it is. Social media is that generational curse, because older people aren't dealing with it, and then younger people now are kind of, just because of the parents and being on social media or just technology in general. By getting off of social media, I've gotten almost completely off my phone. When I go about my day, I also, maybe I have service on my phone, so I will leave my phone here. I mean, I have service on my watch. Let me rephrase that. I have service on my watch, so I'll get text and calls through here, and absolutely no social media notifications. And not only that, but I'll leave my phone at home. I'll leave my phone at home if I know I'm going to be driving. Okay, I'm going to the store. I'm going to be driving. There's no need for me to have my phone, so I won't take it. Or even with friends. I'm with friends. If I'm with a friend at that moment, I'm in the present moment, my phone is going to be down and put away. Not only do I not have social media, so I don't need to scroll, but if I'm with that person, it's because I'm talking with that person, and there's no need for me to be talking with the person on the other side of the phone. They're not important. I'm not with them. Sure, it's different when it is those important issues, but if it's just to talk, I'm going to be talking with the person I'm in front of. And I feel a lot of people in my generation are so used to being on their phone that they don't notice themselves cutting the person off that they're sitting in front of to talk with another person on the phone. I don't think they realize how big of a deal that might be. And so I wanted to change that. I wanted to change that in myself. I wanted to, hopefully inspire other friends to do it. Obviously, I'm not no one to tell you to get off of social media or anything, but these are the reasons why I did it, and things I started noticing. I tell everybody that, it was a distraction and I wanted to focus, but there's a lot of other reasons why I did it. A lot of other reasons. And then the love of my life moved out of California. So now I was tempted to make an Instagram just to see what she had going on, but this is probably another hey, focus kind of deal. So now I'm just kind of dealing with it. But like I said, the first couple of days were hard because I was literally in my head the whole time. And that can be dangerous. So the first couple of days was hard, but then it started getting easier as I started not giving a fuck. So I think that's the easiest thing. It's just not caring. It's not wanting to care about what other people have going on. And it might sound selfish to say, but when you're at that point of your life where you want to accelerate your growth, then you really do have to have tunnel vision and ignore everything on the sides. You do have to ignore your peripherals and just focus on what you have going on. And I figured I give myself 3 months minimum to do this. My mental goal is 1 year. My max goal that I was like, you know what, dude, if you can do this for the next 5 years, what can you do? Where can you go? Gary Vee was a huge inspiration of mine as well. Gary Vee, he's big on working. He's big on sacrificing your time, sacrificing vacation. He's big on all of that stuff. And I respect that. I respect that because of the fact that not a lot of people push it to that extent. But he is very big on happiness too. He tells you to work hard, hustle, sacrifice your time. But But make sure you enjoy it. Make sure you're happy doing it. Because if you're not happy doing it, then there's no point in doing it. And that's exactly what I find. I find happiness in doing what I'm doing here. It gets a little stressful, but I'd rather get stressed out doing what I'm doing here than get stressed out working for, a big dog at a corporate company and all of that. They just don't cut it. And so that's what I've been doing. That's what I've been sacrificing. So now I do want to add that I'm going to be keeping track of all this. I'm going to keep track of it. Like I said, I'm going to do my best to record new videos and upload them so you see my progress. And I'm also going to go more into these dopamine detoxes, because that's pretty much all this is. Getting off of social media our temporary dopamine is a temporary dopamine detox. Not only am I going to focus, but I'm also going to reprogram my mind to stop expecting that ding, ding, that notification. And so I'm moving forward with so many other dopamine detoxes, but because of the extent I'm doing it, what Alex calls nightmare mode, because I'm doing it to that extent, I'm choosing certain things to touch on first, and then I'm going down the list. I'm not going cold turkey completely on everything, because I think I would go crazy. Not even going to lie. I'm not even going to lie. So first being social media. That's the first one. I was able to get rid of that and not go back, no problem. I have more than 2 weeks. Perfect. And I feel good. I don't feel like I need to check it. I want to sometimes to see what a certain person has going on, but at the end of the day, I fucking have to ignore that feeling. I do, and it's been easy. Second one, I'm a hypocrite for actually having this, but second one is caffeine. I've cut back on caffeine drastically. I used to drink 1 to 2 of these a day. 1 to 2 a day. 400 to 600 milligrams of caffeine a day. But I have been good at cutting back. I now switched over to coffee. And I am not even kidding. This is the first day in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks that I bought a bag. But I only bought it because I knew I was going to record my video, and I wanted to be wide awake, and I wanted to be, accelerated. And I plan on working out afterwards, so it'll be good. Tunnel vision, full focus on one trade, 1, 2, 3 trades, and ignore everything else. Ghost everybody. And that's another thing. That's also obviously another reason why I quit. It's like nobody has to see what I have going on. Nobody has to see, what my opinions and all that. I started thinking about it, and I'm like, dude, nobody cares. Nobody really cares. It's all visual stimulation for them, and it's all habitual as well. Like, just liking and commenting and all of that. I didn't want that to be part of me. I didn't want that to be part of my subconscious mind. I wanted to break that habit, which is why I'm doing it to the extent I'm doing it. I don't plan on ever touching it until maybe next year. And even then, like I said, my plan is 1 year. My mental goal is 1 year. Absolute minimum is 3 months. Mental goal, 1 year. If I can do 5, wow. I wonder where I'll be. I wonder where you'll be. So, with that being said, like I said, I don't expect other people to do it to the extent that I did it to. But I would recommend for people who may be stuck on the same boat as far as having distractions and not knowing where to tackle, possibly like just not knowing where to put their focus on. Like, what do you really love? What really makes you happy? What gets you excited? What gets you out of bed? And if it can make you money, that's even better. Why not focus on that? How I see it as well is like school. We put in 4 years of work, and fucking, if we go to college, thousands, if not tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands of dollars for it. If I can do this for 3 to 4 years, tunnel vision, how much further can I get? And that's what I'm excited for, just because the last 4 months have been crazy. I'm sorry, 4 months, the last 2 weeks. I don't know where my head's at right now. I'm looking at gold right now, moving up. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to keep track of everything. I'm going to see the reactions I get. I'm going to see what people think, and I'm going to continue this. And like I said, I'm not continuing this for exposure or money or anything. I want to keep track of my progress so other people can see. Use it as an example. Use it as motivation. Use it as your guide to do it. So what am I planning to get out of this? I'm planning to break the habit of being myself. I'm planning to rewire and reprogram my mind. I'm trying to heal because of the dopamine detox. Your mind, your brain is going to physically change. Let me repeat that. Because of quantum physics, because of how quantum physics works, the single fact that we're getting rid of all of this extra dopamine and we're getting rid of all of these habits and rewiring our brain, we are literally going to physically alter the molecular structure of our brain. Let me repeat that. Physically alter the molecular structure of our brain. That's what's going to happen. And that's what the end goal of this is see what happens, see to what extent, see how much clearer your thoughts can be. And I'm not saying my thoughts are necessarily judged are clouded, or my judgment is necessarily clouded to an extent, but I realize it, I notice it, and that's why I'm trying to change it. Not to be better. I mean, at the end of the day, it's to be better, and at the end of the day, it's what, for your ego? But I'm not necessarily trying to impress or show anybody. So in a way, it's just for me. It's for no one but me. It's going to benefit the people around me, but it's ultimately for me. So I definitely want to thank Alex Becker. I came across his channel and I recommend everybody check out his channel. I'm going to have it whether it's posted on the screen or whether it's posted down in the description, I will add his channel. I highly recommend his videos. Consume his content and use it to help benefit you, to help push you in a direction. That's what I did, and it's really helped me out. He's changed my life. He has. And like I said, I'm taking drastic measures. I'm taking measures that most people probably shouldn't or probably won't, and it's fine. Just because of where I am mentally, I feel that I should be doing this. I should. No, nothing mediocre. I don't want to be doing anything mediocre, doing it temporary, half-assing it. Down below. Dude! You good? Why are you so loud? I'm trying to record a video. You're so needy. My goodness. Alright, so I will probably make it a thing to drink one of these when I record a video, and then after that not have any caffeine whatsoever. I think making these videos will be the exception because I feel a little better when I'm a little more lit. Alright, let me sorry about that. Let me turn off these notifications just so you guys don't have to deal with it. And that's another thing. Since I got off of social media, since I'm only texting and on Telegram, and I only text one person, and on Telegram I'm only involved with freaking Forex Telegram, so it's like Forex community and texting her. That's all I'm doing. That's all I do. And it's cool because, like I said, although the first couple of days I was inside my head and adjusting, it's becoming easier. It's definitely becoming easier. I've been consuming audiobooks, podcasts, videos, motivational videos to the extent to where they give you information as to what to do next and how to do it next. It's not just like you can do it, move forward. It's none of that bullshit. I like the videos that give me facts, that give me scientific research, that show me how to rewire my brain, that show me how to get forward. Those videos. Dr. Joe Dispenza and Dr. Bruce Lipton, I recommend them too. Yeah, let me know what you guys think. Let me know what you guys want to see. I have a bunch of recommendations on audiobooks, some that I've read and I'm currently reading. that are also helping me. Reality Unveiled. Anything that has to do with the subconscious mind, anything that has to do with quantum physics, because quantum physics, the way we think and where our energy goes to, is where our reality will be created from. I lost my train of thought. That's fine, because that always happens. So let's get right to where I think I remember I left off. I was talking about quantum physics, and I was talking about thoughts, and I was talking about how thoughts create our reality. And that's such a broad statement. I'm not going to get into it, just because I don't want you guys to think that I'm pretending to know what I'm talking about. I've done the research, I've seen the research, and it's there. It is there. And I'm a strong believer in the law of attraction to an extent. I do believe that the person themselves has to be clean of, like, pure in a way to where their vibration is at its highest. It's not like, oh, let's grab this group of 100 people and all 100 people are going to think that they're going to get rich and then they're going to get rich. No. Out of these 100 people, only about 10 of them are going to really be spiritual, and only about 5 of them are going to be to the extent to where their thoughts match their vibration. And if their thoughts are matching their vibration, then it's like, hey, then they can create the reality. Then they can actually manifest their reality, because of the fact that their thoughts match their vibration. And what I mean by thoughts matching their vibration is basically thoughts matching their emotion. Your emotion, your feeling has to match your thoughts in order for you to manifest. Most people's thoughts don't match their feelings. Most people's feelings don't match their thoughts. And so that's what I mean by that. So to an extent, you do have to be somewhat clean mentally, spiritually, to be able to manifest your reality. You just can't do it out of the blue. And I may be wrong. It can happen. Your belief has to be there, is what I'm trying to say. Your belief has to be there. If it's not there, your thought isn't matching your feeling, it's not happening. And so social media is big on destroying that, because of not necessarily just the visual stimulations, but the comparing, the making other people insecure and all of that. That keeps people in a low vibration. Just technology in general, but social media plays a huge factor in that. I don't want my kids growing up constantly comparing themselves, constantly wanting something else that other people want. If I can take away those visual stimulations and have them completely happy on their own with their own thoughts, that's perfect. That's what I want. That's my end goal. And so that's what I want to work on for myself. That's what I want to do to myself. If I can fix myself, then I can start breaking the generational curses that will follow me. And so I feel like, because I'm at a young age, it's easier for me to do this. And it's better just because now I have decades of life to have these results. I have decades of life to implement what I'm going to learn and what I've learned. Instead of figuring this out when I'm 30 or 40 and only having 20, 30 years left. I figured it out now. I'm working on it for the next 5 years. So by the time I'm 30, I have accelerated and propelled my life decades in advance. So that's the plan. That's the end goal. Will it happen? I don't know. I'm excited to see it. I've seen results already in the last 2 weeks. So I'm excited to see what it's going to be like the next month, the next 3 months, next year. I'm excited for that. I might have not given everything I wanted to say. I might have not touched on everything I wanted to say. This is a test run. But I hope you guys enjoyed it. I really do. I would recommend you guys do it out there. I recommend nightmare mode for some of you. It doesn't have to be social media. Just a dopamine detox in general. You know, get off of social media. Get off of caffeine. Get off of, TV. Get off of Netflix for a while. Whatever you find yourself habitually doing, try to get off of it. Try to replace it with something else. Something better though. A dopamine hit can be something as like a bag of chips after your workout. Like something you find, something that will give you that pleasure feeling, that satisfaction feeling. If it's not beneficial to your health, to your mind, to your friends, to your family, like don't do it. Find a way to replace it. Something as easy as waking up earlier makes all the difference. Sleeping earlier makes the difference. Getting that plenty of sleep, wow. I didn't realize how important that was. At the beginning of this year, I was so big on sleeping 3 to 4 hours and just working, going beast mode, you know. That's one thing Gary Vee does preach, but that was one thing that I'm like, you know what, hold up. My body's not healing, I'm mentally exhausted, I'm physically not growing. Like what's up with this? Sleep is a lot more important than we realize. And so even as something simple as getting enough sleep, that's going to make all the difference. Make sure you get anywhere between 5, 6 to 8 hours of sleep. Do they have to be on like, does it have to be taken up like one sleep in one sitting? No, it doesn't. Sleep 5 hours, take a 3-hour nap. Sleep 6 hours, take a 2-hour nap. Sleep 7 hours, take an hour nap. But just make sure you get those 8 hours of sleep to where your body can heal. Enter that deep state, that deep sleep. Yeah, so we'll see how it goes. I'm excited for it. I'm not fiending for social media. I've let most of my friends know that I quit or that I got removed by Zuckerberg. I did let them know, so they are aware. Who's ever interested in talking to me and misses me can always reach out to me. For the most part, I'm only talking to 1 or 2 people a day on a daily basis. And that's fine. That's fine. Why do I need to clutter my brain with so many other people's thoughts and opinions? I don't. And I've realized that. Like I said, it is hard the first couple of days because I felt lonely. I did. I'm not even going to lie. But after I got past all that, the overthinking, the hey, wait, I'm not lonely. It was because I was so used to having these visual stimulations. But now I'm excited. I'm excited to see where it goes. So if you have any questions, any concerns, any comments, any threats, please reach out. Ask me. I'm going to, like I said, I'll be posting my Telegram at the bottom just in case anybody wants to reach out. Yeah, we're going to see how this goes. I'm continuing Forex. That's like I said, I quit everything to put my focus on that. So my next videos will go ahead and be, give you updates on my Forex. See how that's going. And this is, I guess, the introduction to a new series of videos. I'm discovering the things I'm doing, and sometimes you have to make adjustments. I don't see them as failures. I see them as things I knocked out, as things that didn't work out. Okay, on to the next thing. Is this going to work out? No. Is this going to work out? No. Is this going to work out? Possibly. And, we have to be open to those kinds of things. And so, like I said, I'm not expecting anything out of this. I just want to share my experience. Thanks for listening.